So today I want to say a few words about the power of prayer. And again, I'm reading in the book of Isaiah. Shortly after the Lord had delivered King Hezekiah from Assyria, the Judah from Assyria, Hezekiah, the king, became ill. So he saw this great victory. He saw God deliver them. And Hezekiah has a thing for prayer. He's a very, very strong prayer warrior from what I see. And anyways, Hezekiah becomes ill. It says in 38 verse 1, it was at the point of death. Isaiah then tells Hezekiah to put your house in order because you're going to die and you will not recover. Now here's where the power of prayer comes in. At verse 2, Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord. Remember, O Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, and have done what is good in your eyes. And he wept, and then Hezekiah wept bitterly. It's such a powerful prayer, and it's such a heartfelt prayer to say, remember how I have walked faithfully and with wholehearted devotion. With his whole heart, he followed God, and he's done what is good in his eyes. Now, he prayed this prayer, weeping, with his face towards the wall, extremely distraught. Now, this is the same king that had prayed to be delivered from Assyria, and God heard him. So he's already seen the power of prayer, and he has already committed his whole life to following God, and he prays this with confidence, I believe, but he is upset. So what happens is, we can read in verse 4, the word of the Lord came to Isaiah the prophet and said, go and tell Hezekiah, this is what the Lord your God of your father David says. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will add 15 years to your life, and I will deliver you in this city from the hand of the king of Assyria. I will defend the city. So, such a powerful prayer was heard, and Hezekiah was added 15 years to his life. I think that the most important thing to note here is that after Hezekiah prays, God goes to Isaiah, the prophet, and says, I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. So it is earth-shaking to know that when we pray, God hears us and our tears. He sees our tears and hears our voice, just like he did here. And you gotta love the reaction of Hezekiah. He wrote a piece after he had recovered from his illness. We're in 38 verse 4. It says, 38 verse 14. It says, I cried like a swift or thrush. I moaned like a mourning dove. My eyes grew weak as I looked to the heavens. I am troubled, O Lord, come to my aid. Now you can feel the distraughtness. Now here's the deliverance. But what can I say? Here's the deliverance. But what can I say? He has spoken to me, and he himself has done this. I will walk humbly all my years because of this anguish on my soul. Lord, by such things men live, and my spirit finds life in them too. You restored me to health and let me live. So we could go on and on here with this, but the trade-off is that Hezekiah was a devoted king to God, not idols or anything else like some of the other kings were doing, but he was fully devoted to God and walked with God during many, many uncertain circumstances, and the way that he got through that was through prayer. Again, we can read through his prayers in chapter 37 and chapter 38, or two really, really impactful prayers in the book of Isaiah. So with that in mind, I just urge everybody to pray to pray today and think about the situations and the circumstances that King Hezekiah was in when he was praying, and how God was able to deliver him. And we will come back to know that the power of prayer is one of the foundations in our walk and our relationship with Christ.